You wake up, go to work, and earn a paycheck. Yet, by the end of the month, the balance returns to zero. Most earners are trapped on this cycle, running at full speed just to maintain a baseline existence. This anxiety is often driven by high-interest consumer debt. A credit card balance charging 22% interest functions as a heavy weight, ensuring that much of your labor goes toward paying for your past instead of your future. When these numbers become overwhelming, we tend to stop looking. This is the Ostrich Effect, a reflex where we avoid bank statements and debt balances to protect our peace of mind in the short term. This avoidance is a biological stress response. We look away because the brain is wired to prioritize immediate emotional safety over long-term financial health. But looking away does not pause the math. If you ignore the foundation, you remain trapped working merely to survive while the debt continues to compound in the dark. To see the danger, we have to look at compound interest. This is a mathematical engine that duplicates money at an exponential rate. When applied to a credit card balance, this engine becomes a fire. At a 22% interest rate, an ignored debt curves aggressively upward, growing faster than you can earn. This second, linear path represents the minimum monthly payment. Because the interest duplicates rapidly, these small payments completely fail to catch up. The first step toward building wealth is facing these numbers directly. You have to stop the bleeding by acknowledging exactly where the math stands today. When income begins to rise, a new instinct takes over: lifestyle inflation. We feel a sudden urge to prove our success to the world through what we buy. This leads to the purchase of depreciating liabilities. We buy things like this Ferrari Testarossa, hoping a high-end vehicle will cure internal feelings of inadequacy. But the man in the car paradox reveals why this strategy fails. When you see a high-end sports car, you rarely think about how impressive the driver is. Instead, you ignore the driver and imagine yourself behind the wheel, picturing exactly how cool you would look. Spending money to impress strangers is ineffective. Those strangers are too obsessed with their own hypothetical status to actually notice yours. We have to distinguish between being rich and being wealthy. Being rich is current income. It is the money you are showing the world by spending it. Wealth is the value of the assets you haven't spent. It consists of the luxury cars you didn't buy, the first-class upgrades you declined, and the investments sitting quietly in your accounts. Money functions best as a tool for future leverage. It is a resource meant to be stored so that it can work for you when you need it most. True wealth is unseen. It is the independence gained when you no longer rely on external validation to feel successful. Building that independence requires shifting from emotional spending to a system of automated mathematical logic. The Rule of 25 provides a specific target. By multiplying your annual expenses by 25, you find your financial freedom number. This pool of capital functions as a golden goose. You build this pool by paying yourself first. This means setting up an automated deduction of 10 to 25% from every paycheck, moving that money into your wealth pool before you have a chance to spend it. A reliable destination for this capital is a broad market S&P 500 index fund. This allows you to own a small piece of the 500 largest companies in the American economy, spreading your risk across the entire market. This automation removes human ego and panic from the equation. The system continues to build your assets even when you feel tempted to touch the money or timing the market. Eventually, this diversified portfolio generates enough passive yield to cover your living expenses. You can live off the interest without ever depleting the core principal. Effective investing does not require complex stock picking or constant monitoring of market news. Many of the world's most successful investors, like Warren Buffett, rely on a strategy of extreme patience and long-term discipline. They understand that wealth is built through time and inaction rather than flashy trading. The purpose of building this capital is not to accumulate a list of luxury items or higher figures on a balance sheet. The highest dividend money pays is freedom over your time. It is the ability to wake up and decide exactly how your day will be spent, on your own terms.